Hi, 1 and 2-year-old leaders. We are preparing for our summer series. And in this summer series, we have finished going into the promised land. The Israelites are in the promised land. And so we're going to be looking at the time of the judges, going from Samuel and Hannah all the way through most of David's life, not quite finishing it, but if you'll hang in with us for 9 weeks, we have a long summer series, but some of this is just so that we can all stay on the same page and follow along as God continues to show us his plan from the very beginning of time. If you'll remember where we've come from, starting all the way back at Genesis and God's promise to make a way to save his people, to rescue them from their sins. He's providing those ways all along as the Israelites continue to grow and to see what God had for them, knowing that Jesus is coming many, 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 many years later. So this week, we're going to particularly look at the story of Samuel and Hannah from the book of 1 Samuel. And this story is really neat, and I'm excited that we get to teach it to our little ones especially, because there's so many times I think that all of us really focused on prayer, and prayer is a really good thing. But I don't know if you're like me, but there's times where I need to learn to not just talk to God and tell him everything I need him to hear. There's times where I need to take time to sit and be quiet and to listen for God and to have the chance to hear from him. And so in this lesson today, we're going to get to hear about how when Hannah gave her son Samuel to Eli, that Eli had to help Samuel know what God's voice sounded like. And so in your small group time today, you're going to get the chance to help the kids listen and learn to hear different sounds and identify those sounds. And so with your little ones, it won't be a God sound necessarily, but there are things that God created that they will be listening to, most of them animals. So that is your lesson for today. I'm trying to see if there's anything else I need to go over with you. I don't think anything in particular stands out. If you don't know this story, I suggest you get in your Bible and read it from 1 Samuel, chapters 1 through 3, and see what God shows you in those words. Like I said, your activity in small group is this sound recognition game. Your sound recognition game is a YouTube video that we uploaded onto your DVDs. And so they should be in your classroom already. You'll watch your large group video. And then when you're done with that, you can do your sound recognition game. And what it'll do is it'll put some words up on the screen and it says, "What is this sound?" And then you'll hear the sound. And then it'll give you a few minutes, and then it's going to show you a picture of what that sound was. So have fun with the little ones. I think they're going to really enjoy this. You may have to help get some of them to concentrate and to pay attention to what's going on, but this is a really good way to do that. Then your memory verse is, "No one is like you, Lord. You are great, and your name is mighty in power." And so if you want to do signs with that, you're going to say, "No one," and shake your head, "is like you, Lord. You are great." And this is the sign for great. You're going to put your hands up like you're doing a high five. "You are great. And your name is mighty in power." So you can flex your muscles. Obviously, that's not the real sign for power, but it's easier to simplify for our little ones. And the verse address is Jeremiah 10:6. I think what's going to be good in this series is reminding the kids that even as the people in this time continue to make decisions that show their sinful nature, that God is still reminding us who he is and that he is great and that his name, even his name, is mighty in power. And then you have a coloring page that if you'd like to send it home with the kiddos, I know these coloring pages are a little bit more challenging for our little ones, but it really doesn't matter. More than anything, what we like for the parents to see is all of this information on here about what we talked about with the kids. And so I know the coloring is maybe not age appropriate, but sending it home so that families can see what we're teaching the kids is appropriate. Thank you so much for leading, and I look forward to seeing you guys all summer long.